Are you willing to die?
I never had to face that question until recently, you know, when someone tried to kill me. But yeah, I think I would be. I don't think I would give in even at the point of death, but you don't know until you're tested.
You're 26, right?
Yes.
That's kind of nuts, man.
Well, you know, I'm a little older now. I'm an adult now. I'm not a kid anymore. And I guess it's just funny how I never even intended to be a live streamer or a broadcaster. You know, a lot of people look at me and think, you know, I'm a good personality on air, but I always wanted to just be in politics. And I started doing a live stream as like a hobby. I guess I reflect on how my life was sort of just like a series of reactions, sort of like one thing led to another. And I think about how strange that is, how I was doing the normal thing, which is you go to college, you be a college Republican, you're outspoken during a contentious election. You go from Cassie Dillon live streaming your debate or whatever, and one thing leads to another, and you wind up at Charlottesville at January 6th, tweeting about the election, having a guy try to kill you. And it literally is just like, if you never submit to the system and you keep matching them and raising the stakes, eventually it gets to that point where they kill you or try to kill you. It's just sort of like a weird through the looking glass situation where it's almost like you're on the edge of reality. You know, because I think about all my peers, they went to college and got jobs or something. And many of them even went to work in conservative politics. They write for Daily Caller, Fox News or something. But for me, it started with a question. Why do we support this country? Why do we give them foreign aid? And they said, stop asking. And I said, well, no, you know, I need an answer. And then they said, well, we'll blacklist you. And I said, okay, I'll keep asking the question. Then they said, well, we'll call you an anti-Semite. I said, I'm going to keep going. And it's literally like if you just keep pushing and never say, through deplatforming, debanking, ostracism, the feds coming after you. If you just keep pushing the limit, they will keep coming after you like that. It's like a Grand Theft Auto wanted level. You know, it's like they're sending in tanks and helicopters until you're just either going to give up or until you're dead. So that it's just kind of such a disturbing thing because, of course, you know, a lot of people look at it and the question is something like, well, is it worth it? Why do you do this to yourself? Don't you want a normal life? Don't you want to have a family and buy a house and be able to have friends and do the things that people do? And I guess they're counting on nobody being willing to sacrifice all those things, to take it seriously enough to push it to the limit, you know, because most people tap out. They say, if I can't write for the college newspaper, I'm out. If I can't get a career at Fox News or make money, I'm out. Is there anybody that's willing to say, I'll die for a silly inquiry like that, for a silly, stupid question? You know, a lot of people say, that's not, you know, let's get back to real life. And I'm like, this is our real lives. This is all of our real lives, you know?
Some guy in a fucking helmet came to try to kill you?
That's right. Yeah, after the election.
What the fuck was that?
Well, you know, it's funny because I didn't even vote for Trump in 2024. I was actually vocally against. But on the night of the election, I had this clip go viral where I said, it's your body, my choice, you know, which is a little turn of phrase, my body, my choice. No, it's your body, it's my choice.
That's awesome. That's one of the funniest things I've ever seen.
Yeah?
That was huge.
Also, first of all, Scott Adams, you're familiar with Scott Adams. You know the man.
Oh, yeah.
When the guy came to try to kill you, Scott Adams was like, well, I have some advice for Nick Fuentes. Just don't say stuff where people are going to try to kill you. Do you see him say that?
No, I didn't see that.
If you're producing content that's making people want to drive hundreds of miles to your house and kill you, you might want to think about that.
Listen, I don't want to disrespect Scott Adams, okay? He said stuff that made God try to kill him. And he knows it too. He's getting a second chance now because he reneged on the vaccine stuff. You know, this stuff can come for anybody. I'm not enjoying Schadenfreude right here. I'm just saying, Scott Adams, maybe you shouldn't say stuff that makes God try to kill you. But also the other thing is, Scott Adams says stuff that, like, he said, get the fuck away from black people.
Yeah.
He should understand more than anybody, you know, saying something incendiary to make somebody try to kill him.
A lot of people do this to Nick where they'll perform at the edge, right? And then they'll draw a line and say, I'm not that guy.
Yeah.
And
That pisses. I hate that.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
It's really just a matter of appearing more moderate by comparison. It's always convenient to say, well, you know, I'm not a real racist like that guy. I'm not a real Nazi. It's like a form of sacrifice, which, you know, we really need to be all in it together. Because compared to the left or whoever, you know, it is that we're fighting, we're all that guy. We're all that racist, that Nazi, that Trump supporter, that whatever. It's not really saving anybody's skin. It's only a short-term kind of fix. I don't even think the joke was that bad. I feel like I've said, I was at Charlottesville. I was at January 6th. I was telling people.
Is this the brick ceiling thing?
There will never be a female president, ever. It's over. Glass ceiling? Dude, it's a ceiling made of fucking bricks. You will never break it.
Yes.
That'll get you more heat than a lot of the stuff that you say.
Yeah.
Which did you find that out? Is that the case?
Well, you know, because everybody that was harassing me was all women. I was even talking to people that work for me, and they said, you know, my daughter said, you work for that guy? I can't believe that. And it's funny because I'm known as like the anti-Semite, but
this was anti-sweetie.
Yeah.
You can't be anti-sweetie in today's day and age. You learn yourself a tongue lashing.
The anti-Femite.
You know, I did the Your Body, My Choice, and, you know, to me, that was just a stupid throw. Like I said, I didn't even vote for Trump, so I wasn't celebrating that he won, really. I just thought it was funny that he's like accused of being a rapist, and he prevented 2 women from becoming president. Like, you know, because in one timeline, it's like a black woman becomes president and like Trump goes to jail forever. But it's like, no, for the second time, a woman is defeated by like an accused Nazi, like the president of America. And like the message is like America hates women. Like you're gonna have any woman, white or black, or like this rapist idiot who like doesn't know like countries in Africa and stuff like that. So I didn't even like that he won, but I was just like, this is so funny that this happened this way. And it blew up. I didn't even think it would. I didn't think that was the funniest joke ever. It's kind of, you know, at least that's saying it's a fairly obvious turn of phrase, but it got 100 million views on Twitter, which is just like insane. And I kind of thought that was funny. I was kind of getting a kick out of it. But then people started posting a screenshot of my address, my phone number, my parents' information, and then that went viral alongside with it on TikTok and Twitter. And people were saying they were going to burn my house down and come and kill me and rape me and stuff like that. And so within a week after the election, hundreds of people showed up at my house. They would take pictures outside and DM me the picture. I'm outside your house, which is kind of funny. Like, in fairness, that's like kind of a funny troll. It doesn't make me feel good, but it was a little like, hey, I'm outside your house right now. Here's the proof. It's a good live photo. People threw eggs at the door. People would drive by and honk their horn or scream or whatever. I mean, I didn't like that, but it was relatively harmless. And then this was a month later, about a month and a half later, I was back doing my show. I had totally forgotten. There wasn't any action at my house for a long time. And during my show, I was wrapping up a regular show. I forget what day it was. And I heard somebody yelling outside, which had happened before. So I didn't really think too much of it. I heard someone kind of yell something. I thought, oh, it's somebody trying to troll me, someone harassing me. I couldn't tell. It was muffled.
It would be funny if it was like a badass thing, like, Fuentes! Get the fuck out of here!
Well, the guy that tried to kill me, he was like 5'3".
Yeah.
He was like super, and in the video he said, he's like, hey, Nick. Yo, Nick. It was like the least awful assassination attempt.
He looked scary. He had a motorcycle helmet on, right? Something
He did,
like that?
yeah, but he was like, he was this big. He was like literally 5'3" and like a nerd.
A motorcycle helmet's not going to help you kill someone.
It looks hard.
It makes it so you can't tell what's going on. It's like your vision is obstructed to this, and you can't hear anything. And if you get hit with a helmet on, it doesn't like feel good.
I know.
It's extra weight that moves your head.
Yeah.
You can't really, not really used to
Snap your
it.
neck off with that shit.
So this kid, He's yelling outside my house, and I'm thinking, oh, okay, I'll wrap up the show quickly. But I open up while I'm doing the super chats on my show, so I'm responding to comments from the audience. I open up the Ring camera app, my security camera, and I see him standing outside with his hands folded in his lap with a gun, literally a pistol.
Damn.
And it looked like a submachine gun next to him. It turned out to be a semi-automatic crossbow. It's like a reloads with a magazine.
Yeah.
I figured I got to wrap this up as quickly as possible. I finish the show. My assistant comes out from the back. He says, I called the police. They're here. So they arrive very quickly. I said, okay, good. And I hear gunshots outside. I hear 4 gunshots. I was like, oh shit. It turns out this kid, I guess he had a falling out with his roommate in college. He was like 23 years old. He was going to University of Illinois, which is in Champaign-Urbana, a few hours south of Chicago.
Is he a crossbow major?
Yeah, he was archery. He was on the archery team.
He had an archery specialist.
Minored in motorcycling.
Yeah, archery with a minor in motorcycle. Did he come to you on a motorcycle or was he in a car?
He was in a car, yeah.
What
It was the the story went that he had a falling out with his roommate where there was a rumor that they were dating, like he was gay and they were dating. Other people said they did drugs together or they dealt drugs together. But the story is the roommate beat the shit out of this kid and like broke his jaw or something like that. And it was so bad that he quit school. He lost his job. He got in a hit and run car crash and left the scene. Cops chased him home and he was belligerent to the cops. This is all public record. So I guess he had like a Joker-esque like downward spiral, starting with this guy beating him up, and one thing led to another. And then he killed the friend earlier in the day. And get this is freaky. He drives to his friend's house, kills the friend, kills his sister and his mom. Now, an hour before he killed them, the victim's sister put on Twitter, you could still up there, she said, someone is outside my house in a motorcycle helmet. She goes, I'm trying not to be a white Karen right now and call the cops.
Oh, no.
But it's really freaking me out.
Oh, God.
And then he killed her and the whole family. The friend gets home. He shoots the friend in his car. The mom and sister come out. He kills them in the garage. He jumps in the car. He drives 2.5 hours north, pulls up to my house, gets out with the motorcycle helmet, the handgun, the crossbow, and tries ringing the doorbell. Mm-hmm. And he's standing there knocking on the door, literally waiting like this with the gun in his hand. And of course, I didn't answer the door. The police show up. He takes off into the backyard, jumps into the basement of a neighbor's house, kills their dogs who tried to apprehend him, runs back outside, shoots at the cops, and then they shot him in the head and killed him.